In security jargon, it's called cleansing. Lots and lots of people who look a lot like RCMP officers in trench coats looking for suspicious people and objects above and below. Nothing suspicious, the site is declared clean and then watched 24 hours a day.
Probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, security operation that we put in place. We're utilizing 1,500 members, and our divers will be in the water at all times, and our boats will be out in the harbor at all times.
Despite weeks of preparations, a security breach on top of a vacant nearby building overlooking the convention center, not terrorists and snipers, instead environmentalists with banners.
Okay, we're 100% satisfied. Absolutely wonderful, Dean. Thank you very much. Absolutely wonderful, Brian. That's just splendid.
The banner on the right is in Russian. If you're a special interest group, this is heaven. There are, or soon will be, 3,000 journalists broadcasting live to all corners of the world.
We'll be able to handle any incident which comes our way. We're not too concerned about that. We certainly understand and appreciate that people in Canada, whoever they are, they can demonstrate as long as they do it lawfully and peacefully.
So protesters can protest, but much of the world won't see it.
No, I can feel that, but I don't think that having a minute and a half in the main news, I'll be able to talk about that.
Prime Minister Mulroney's arrival today only warranted what's called a Level 5 security. Tomorrow, the highest there is, Level 7 security goes into effect on two fronts as both presidents arrive.
We won't even allow a car on a motorcade route. I mean, these things are all removed.
Is it true American security officers have been stripped of their weapons coming out of Canada?
Well, okay, now we don't personally strip them of their weapons. They do not bring their weapons into Canada.
You're saying that the security guards around President Clinton would not have any weapons on them at all?
The American security agents will not be armed.
By the time the Greenpeace climbers came down late today, their pictures had been distributed to literally dozens of countries around the world. In this business of publicity, it was all in a good day's work.
As the actual arrival of the president draws nearer around here, many of the people responsible for the logistics are surprisingly calm and